Hi, this is Miss Dunlap, and it's time for me to tell you the story of my life during middle school. First off, this is what I look like in middle school. Not too bad, kind of a bigger kid, braces, short hair, always figuring out how to fix it. But for the most part, my time at middle school, for the most part, don't think about it negatively. I had a pretty good time. Yeah, I was teased and made fun of, and people said mean things to me, but I had a really great support system at home with my father. He was very supportive of me, and he knew that I didn't always like what happened at school, and for that, he always supported me and told me, don't let people, what they say to you, bother you. Find a way to turn it into, positive, put a smile on your face, don't soon be in your heart. So, I'm not going to talk about that part. I'm going to talk about more what happened at home, because at home it wasn't always, ideal. During this time period, my mom had been abused as a child and was having some difficulty with me being a teenager and having my own opinion and arguing with her, and she didn't know what to do because that just didn't happen in her family because of the abuse. She was kind of scared, and she didn't want to hurt me like she had been hurt, and so our relationship kind of deteriorated at that time, and I became very close to my father because, I knew with him I couldn't get very far. He could read right through it, and he'd say no to me. And so basically, my mom was there, but not there. It's kind of hard to explain. She was there physically, but not really emotionally for me, like most girls' moms are in middle school and high school, and things get a little rough trying to figure out the life thing and how to deal with friends. But I also did have a good group of friends at school, which were there to take my mind off of things. But they really didn't know what was going on, because I didn't really talk about it. I kind of kept it a secret. And everything was going great, and my dad was there for me, and he just always talked to me and see how things are going. Until about 1992, he came back home and sat my brother and I down and told us that he had cancer. He had found a lump on his head, and he had gone to the doctor, and they found out that he had a form of cancer called T-cell lymphoma. And it was a very advanced cancer. It was stage 4, and it's also very rare. So they were concerned about him being able to survive. And because he knew that my mom was having difficulty and he didn't want to leave us behind, and he took the most aggressive action. And he decided to actually have chemotherapy for 18 months. And during that time, it was very hard for me to watch my dad, who was my rock, to go through all this, to lose his hair, to become kind of the shell of the person he was. And through this sickness, he had difficulty continuing to take care of us, because many times he'd have to call, a family friend or a church member to come take us and take care of us. And he felt like that probably wasn't the best choice. It's not their job. They called my grandmother, and she came to live with us for a while. And she made sure we got to school and had breakfast and had lunch and took care of us. My mom was having work nights and slept during the day. There really wasn't anybody there when we got home until my grandmother came. And she stayed for a while, but my mom kind of had difficulty with that because she, was another person in the house, and she was having her own struggles, and she didn't want to share them with anybody else. So that's when my grandmother had to leave. So all throughout middle school, I had to struggle with, home life not always being ideal. My dad being very, very sick and almost dying twice. And through all this, I had a great group of friends with middle school. I got involved in my school. I was part of the games club. I loved to play board games and card games. And then I joined the band and choir, and I just really got involved in school. And that's the one thing that helped me make it through middle school. So if you're having trouble and having a similar experience to me, get involved in school. Find a way to find something that makes you feel important and takes your mind away from things. Because you can survive this, and you can be great and graduate.